AllnDaKards family. This is Keziah with All in the Cards, coming to do another requested celebrity reading. And this one was requested a while ago, but I actually had somebody just request to do a part of this case that is up now, or that this guy just got off of with the whole Young Dolph case. So Young Dolph was a rapper that was from Memphis that got killed. He got killed. I can't remember how long it's been now, family, but it's been a little minute, right? And he was very prominent. And he's had his murder case, that's already happened. So I think they got two individuals with the murder case, and then this other guy that was, they said was the mastermind behind it. He got acquitted, right? So he got let off. But now, and I will pull some cards to see did he truly have something to do with it, because somebody asked me to do a reading on that, but I won't do a full reading. I'll incorporate it in this reading, because this reading we're going to actually see, because his brother was also brought up in the case of paying for the hit. But are they going to come for Yo Gotti? So we're going to do a reading tonight on Yo Gotti. Okay, so there's Yo Gotti. If you don't know, sorry, I got the ring camera on so you can see it, but this is him. Okay, that's Yo Gotti. All right. Yo Gotti is 44 years old. It shows here 44, born May 19th, 1981. All right, a lot of trauma in his life. Behind earthly possessions is what I can already tell you. Okay. Um, So it looks like young Yo Gotti's real name is Mario Mims. Okay, that's what it says here in the article. I got his picture up so I can look in his eyes. His eyes say a lot, like he holds a lot of secrecy. I can already look at him and tell. Mind you, I like Gotti. I listen to some of his old stuff, but when I say old, like when he first came out. Other than that, I don't even really listen to hip hop like that anymore. So yeah. But um what I will say is, based off of what I do know, and I'm just going to burn some dragon blood, family. But what I will say and what I do know on the case is that it has a lot to do in reference of their back and forth beef I think they had amongst him and young Dolph that was killed. So I think this is why everybody is pretty much saying that, this is why the boy was murdered. I don't know. I don't know these people. I'm just telling you what is said in the news and what's on the everywhere, right? All the shows, the blogs, you can find this anywhere, right? So it's not really like what I'm saying is allegedly. It's just pretty much you have to say it for YouTube purposes, and you have to say, for entertainment purposes only. So I will say that, and I will say that everything that comes out in this reading is all allegedly. Okay, this is non-factual. This is the spiritual reading. Okay, this spiritual reading can't be proven until it is proven, right? But everything in reference of the spiritual normally is what we can wind up seeing in the physical, here in the 3D, in the matrix, in the underworld, right? So let's get to the reading, all right? No further ado. It's pretty late. I don't want to ring the bell. I've already called the ancestors in, and I'll call them in again before I get ready to pull the cards. Normally, you guys know I'll use my bell, which is right here, to bring the ancestors in, but it is pretty late, so I don't want to wake up anybody in around the house. All right, so truth in the words, okay? All right, so let's get into this and see what's the spread and what's the ancestors can tell us. I'll pull the cards at the end about Govan, okay, which is the guy that got off and was acquitted. But right now we want to know what is to come in reference of Yo Gotti and this young Dolph case. what is to come, since he is pretty much the CMG, um, I guess taken in reference of maybe them investigating his brother. Is he going to have to do any, or is he going to be indicted on anything coming, or what is to come for Yo Gotti ancestors? It's all allegedly as well, okay? But let's see what the ancestors can tell us about what's to come for Yo Gotti, known as Yo Gotti, but real name Mario Mims. Ancestors, show us in the cards what is to come for Yo Gotti. In reference of the Young Dolph case, what is to come for Yo Gotti ancestors? What is to come? Show us in the cards in reference of anything that may come about in reference of this legal case. Harmed. All right, so first thing first, I'm gonna sit it over here. They know, runaway, and gratitude. Thankful. Some boundaries was crossed, something being hidden, and out of balance. Okay, so we have a full spread at the beginning in reference of what's to come in reference of him in this case. First thing first, they know. Okay, they know some things. It's known. This is my they know card, but something is known that the public may not know that they know, right? When I say they, who am I speaking of? The people that are investigating this case, okay? Because that's what we're asking about in reference of, what's to come in reference of Yo Gotti, since, it was so many names being brought up during this case, okay? I didn't pull any cards on the case, but I did take it from this perspective only. Okay. I've already done a reading on Young Dolph, and I'll link it at the end of this video. But they know. So runaway, trying to get away from a situation, okay, is what this is saying. So, and being able to give gratitude and thanks in reference of this situation in some way, or will get some type of when you give gratitude, it's like something has already, or you already thanking someone, or something has been done in your favor. Okay, when I see this gratitude card, because it looks like the run away from something that was out of balance or had him out of balance. Okay, so it looks like there's some type of gratitude or something that he can get out of, he's gotten out of this situation by. Okay, but it looks like the running away from the situation because something is hidden. The dark web is all about internet stuff too, right? But it's all in talking and stuff like that, right? But it's also about something being hidden, because the dark web is something that's hidden, right? So you don't know what's out there unless you go digging for it. Okay, so that's what this is saying here, of how he's able to run away, but they know there has been some lines crossed, the boundaries that have been crossed, right? So they know that boundaries was crossed in this situation, okay? Now, whether they're going to do something about it, we'll have to pull and see. We have harmed here, okay? And I'm asking what's to come for Yo Gotti. So it looks like he's crossed some boundaries that's been hidden about him being out of balance. But he knows, and they know, that he's trying to get away, or he's even trying to run away from the situation, right? But he's grateful as well in reference of this situation. He feels like he's gotten away, or he's ran away from the situation. But let's clarify the spread in reference of what's to come. What's to come for Yo Gotti around the situation of the Young Dolph case and sisters. Clarity in the messages that you show here around Yo Gotti and what's to come for him, known as Mario Mims, and what's to come for him in reference of this Young Dolph case. Show me what's to come in reference of Yo Gotti and the messages that are here, clear and concise, of Yo Gotti and what's to come for him. Yo Gotti and what's to come for him, ancestors. What's to come for Yo Gotti? Show us in the spread what's to come for Yo Gotti. Okay. Yeah. All right. So there's the talent. All right, that's the talent. He has talent in reference of how to get out of this. Okay. But not only that, his talent is known as well. And he has a talent in abandoning and knowing some things and then abandoning it. So when the abandoned card is coming out in reference of him being out of balance, and it's the same energy as the runaway in the spread, this lets me know he may be able to abandon it. He may be able to get out of it, family. Okay. Um, it looks like this is something that he's run away from his past, right? Something he's put in the past, and it's something he's running away from the past. Okay. Something he's trying to abandon. Okay. But here's the witness, okay? So there is a witness in reference of what's to come or what's happened, but he's going to get something out of that situation in some way because see, the witness is the same energy as the talent, but talent can also be looked at as, someone young. This also could tell me about somebody who could be like gang related, that could have been a witness to this whole situation that he got something out of, okay, that he's thanking the Most High and giving gratitude for it this time. And also the witness is giving gratitude to the situation as well. Maybe they know something and maybe they made a deal, It looks like made a deal with the devil. I don't know why that's coming out, but it looks like the abandon the past with this witness. So it looks like, getting away with whatever was seen or whatever was done. Now underneath of abandon, and they know, or it's known, the crossing the boundaries is the devil. What's to come? We're gonna, I mean, it could be, but we may not see it, but what's to come is him something about crossing the line, crossing boundaries with a devil. And that could be just karma coming back, right? Because of something that he knew about that he abandoned. He thought he could get away from it. He thought he may have had some control, or the devil actually has control. Look at how it comes in the spread of whatever was hidden. There's some type of control around whatever's hidden, okay? So the boundaries that have been crossed, um, it looks like whatever was crossed, it was devilish energy, right? So that's demonic, devil energy, evil, right? But there's control over this hidden situation, okay? It looks like the out of balance situation was aggressive, okay? Somebody took control, but they were aggressively controlling this situation. They had talent on how they was maneuvering and handling this situation, very strategic. Fire sign energy, but also fire element. So fire can go back to weapons, things of that sort. Um, but this, you see how this out of balance comes with the fire clarification, right? So, but look at how it is in the spread. Remember, the cards are the first spread is on the bottom, and what's came out to clarify it is on the top. So you see the devil in reference of these boundaries. You see the control over what is hidden, and you see the fire and the aggressive energy, passionate energy towards being out of balance, because you're trying to run away from the situation and abandon what happened in the past. But there's still a witness here. Um, and he may have witnessed some things as well. Okay. But he has talent. That talent is like taking over some of the things that may have happened in even the past, or even with this situation. The talent is taking over in some shape, form, or fashion. So I mean, I'm not seeing that anything is going to come out in reference of him being locked up or getting indicted or anything like that. I don't see that. I'm seeing that, yeah, they know, okay. But it looks like there's gratitude to be given, because there could be some type of control with this devil in reference of crossing boundaries that can be hidden. But let's clarify. Clarity on the day, knowing the abandon in reference of what's to come for Yo Gotti in reference of this case, and sisters, for Yo Gotti. Abandoned and known. Yo Gotti. Underground. Yeah. See? Hidden. Yeah. Sickness. See, He could have something, his karma could come back through an illness of some sort. Or is there something here about being mentally or physically or emotionally sick, you know, um, behind these things that have happened underground? So the ancestors is kind of saying it, you know, kind of telling the story with that. Let me make sure you guys can see the full spread. Okay. Make sure you can see the full spread. Um, Make sure. Okay, there it go. You can see the full spread. Yeah, so okay, there you go. So you see, I wanted you to make sure you see the crossing of the lines in reference of the devilish energy, right? But what came out to clarify abandoning, they know, right? Because they know is the first card, it's known, right? That it will be abandoned or he abandoned some type of situation. This is underground information. See, they know, you know, even the authorities know, okay, that this was something underground that was going on, okay? Um, Clarity on the runaway in the past for what's to come for Gotti. Runaway in the past for what's to come for Yo Gotti around the Dolph case and sisters. The past and the runaway in reference of Yo Gotti. Yeah, alive and aware. Yeah. And here's a birth parent. Okay, so I don't know what is going on in reference of his past and a birth parent that he may have tried to get away from in reference of this situation. Not sure why that's coming up. But alive and birth parent is here in reference of the past and running away or abandoning the situation. Okay, a birth parent could be a baby mama. Okay, somebody's birth parent. I'm asking about what's to come for him. This has something to do with the past runaway, and it says birth parent. This is the birth parent card, but it has alive. So it's someone who's alive and aware of something from the past. Okay. That's interesting of what's to come based off of this case. Somebody trying to run away or get away from something and is alive and aware of something from the past with a birth parent that's connected to some children. Not sure what that's about. Clarity on the witness and the gratitude in reference of Yo Gotti and what's to come for him in this young Dolph case situation. Ancestors, show us this witness and the gratitude card that's here for Yo Gotti. Evidence, yeah. The witness knows, yeah, stay or go away. Yeah. So it to me, this looks like this could be payday as well. Some type of witness may have known, or somebody is giving gratitude. Somebody he got something out of it, and somebody else got something out of knowing and seeing the evidence. Look at the witness and the evidence got eyes. So somebody's seen what went on or knows what went on, right? In the background. Okay. So there's the evidence on the witness and somebody to stay or go. So this was the question. Do you want this person to stay or do you want this person to go away? So we have it again about something going away. Okay. But this is on this is about what the witness and what the evidence is. So there is still some energy here in reference of what's to come. So there's something that he may get out of it or he may have to take control over it, right? Because someone may know about the past. See the evidence, see how it all comes out. Clarity on the devil and the crossing the boundaries. The devil and crossing the boundaries around Yo Gotti in this young Dolph case. The boundaries and the devil. This is toxic energy, but this is also some type of addiction and crossing the lines and all that kind of stuff. So let's see what the devil and the boundaries say about Yo Gotti and what's to come. Cyber attack, connection. Yeah. Okay. Having some type of connection to some of the things that's going on is in the internet. Actually, the cyber attack is about something on, it's a lot here about internet stuff. So I don't know if some things are being done or talked about or sent through the internet. It's a lot of underground information that keeps coming out about they know and abandoning the situation. But then we have a cyber attack, and then we have a dark web here. So the control and the devil energy or the toxicity or whatever's happening in here that's evil is happening through the internet. Something about the internet and what's to come. Boundaries being crossed. And it's some type of connection to him. Control and the dark web. Why is that here in reference of what's to come for your God in reference of legal case with young dog? Control in the dark web for your Gotti. An aunt or an uncle may have to take some type of control or could be watching. This could be an aunt and uncle that is of his or of, Dolph's, not sure. In this case, or maybe it's in reference of him of what's to come, because I'm asking about what's to come around this case. Is he going to be affected, right? And now we have an aunt or an uncle, not sure. Controlling the dark web. Somebody watching. Watching is the same energy as the cyber attack. So once again, watching online, watching in cyber attack is the same energy as crossing boundaries. It's the same energy as the devil and the underground, the dark web. Okay, so it's a lot of internet stuff happening. Fire and out of balance for Yo Gotti. And will he be indicted in reference of this case? What's gonna happen? Fire and out of balance for Yo Gotti. Record. Something on record, drowning in emotions. This witness could be, but something's on record in reference of the evidence. It looks like, yeah, I don't see him having to deal with anything in this spread. It's not showing. It looks like he's gonna get away with some things. Okay, some things that are underground. Okay, this is interesting. Let's pull some cards. All right, ancestors, are you telling us that Yo Gotti is not gonna get indicted? There's nothing to come in reference of premeditated. Road, distance, journey. So there's something that's premeditated in reference of his journey down the road. Okay, there will be something that is premeditated down the road for him. Maybe they know in reference of what went on in the situation. But there's some things that they have to try to figure out exactly how they're going to go about, doing it, because of maybe this witness is the evidence that's going to come out. Clarity on this past, runaway and alive. Can you give me clarity on that in reference of Yo Gotti and what's to come for him? Thank you. Okay, all these wanted to fall out, so I'll take them all. Water. So we had the drowning over here, but he's very emotional about a situation as well. Yeah, 5D. So it's like that's about a portal opening and things opening up, to a new level spiritually. He could be trying to be distracted or being distracted by some things. I'm seeing perversion here. Interesting. And I asked about the past and the runaway and all of that. So he's trying to get away from some things that he's emotionally attached to. He had a lot of spiritual things that was going on. I'm seeing the premeditated here. So it's like something was premeditated, something was planned. And you can't see the person's face in this card either. So that could be something that he's hiding, because I'm asking what's to come for Yo Gotti. What is to come for Yo Gotti? Okay, I got family. I'm just going to take that. Ancestors said the truth. Okay, so there's a new order. There's something new that's coming down the pipeline for him. I'm seeing family. Here's the social media as well. So we could hear of somebody in his family. There's something about his aunt and uncle that came out about the dark web and control, crossing line or boundaries in some way. This could be another family member, because I have family here. And this New World Order card, let me go back to the meaning of that one specifically and tell you guys what that one is trying to tell us. Okay. Okay, so let me get this one. The New World Order card. Okay, it's coming straight out for him. This is saying something about a systematic change or power restructure. Okay. Um, some type of organized control. Okay, organized control. And in reference of the portal one, I'd like to see what I can tell you about the portal. Okay, this is about a reality breach, okay, consciousness gateway or a spiritual opening, like I said. But the other thing is this social media. I keep telling you guys, we got so much about online stuff, and it's like it goes back to boundaries being crossed and somebody doing some things on the social media. I don't know if that's the way that a lot of the situations is happening around what's going to occur in this whole situation for him in the on the coming down the line for him. It may be because of social media, people watching, evidence and witnesses and stuff like that, because on the bottom of the deck we got the truth is what's to come. um, so this social media card is about online presence, a visual connection, somebody trying to make a visual connection, an internet activity. And then we have AI. So there it is again. And once again, we got a lot about the web, okay, which is the internet presence. We got a lot about that cyber attack, which is another internet of presence. And then we have the AI. The AI is definitely about some type of technology, okay? The AI is the digital imprint again, or digital manipulation, technical involvement. Okay. Um, it could be about like an automated system. It could even be that something that we've seen around this case being digitally manipulated. That's another thing the ancestors just said to me. So, and that's something that people may not even be thinking about, okay? Where something has been digitally manipulated. But it also has a lot to do with something to come, or it could be this is what's to come as well, him manipulating something digitally. Um, is something on record or something that was recorded that shows his aggression that could be some type of evidence as well. Um, so I was looking at the New World Order. This is definitely interesting to see because it's like a change. Okay, so something changing. What else can you tell us, ancestors, about what's to come for Yo Gotti in this situation? What else can you tell us about what's to come for Yo Gotti in this? There's the deep state. So see, he's kind of like, he has an ego because he knows he's protected. Look at the ego and the deep state that came out. See that? So he knows that in that New World Order made me also feel that. But he knows that he's protected. He has people that helps him control things that are within the elite. Okay, so it's kind of like with that, even with that devil card that's here, family, and the crossing the boundaries and the cyber attack, all of that and the premeditated, all of this, and it's spiritually connected to portals and things like that. Yeah, this is definitely like he automatically has some type of protection. That's why we seen the gratitude and they know, right? Because this is looked at as something from his past. The deep state is definitely about hidden power. Okay, he has a hidden power structure. Okay, a covenant with the governance, the shadow authority, and secret control. Okay, so that's why somebody would have an ego, because they would know that they're not going to be seen or touched. Underground and cyber attack and all of this for Yo Gotti around this case and sisters. Clarity. Oof. Okay. That flew out, so I am going to take that. Below ground level. Once again, like I said, and that came out in reference of what I asked about the cyber attack and all that kind of stuff, right? So this is like underground activity, family, hidden operations, okay? This is something that is all about a buried evidence, things that are underground. And look what's on the bottom of the deck. The money. Yeah, I don't see him doing any type of going. I don't see it. I don't see it. Now, things can change. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see it. Let me pull a card from here and see. Outcome messages. Anything coming towards Yo Gotti? What is to come for Yo Gotti? It looks like he has the deep state behind him. Okay. He's watching on social media though, for sure. All right. And there is evidence about some things. Now, what it is, the evidence is about, who knows? Okay. But it is some things. Okay. All right. Allegedly, all for entertainment purposes only. Outcome message in reference of what's to come for Yo Gotti around this case. High Priestess once again. And look on the bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. It's going to be a financial loss for him. But in actuality, with this High Priestess coming out here, this is some energy of the hidden, right? The occult, once again. Like I said, he may lose some money, maybe even fight in this case, but we have money here as well, right? So he may have already lost some money. Clarity on the High Priestess of what's to come for. He may even have somebody working magic for him too. What's to come for Yo Gotti around this case, ancestors, with young Dolph, and people assuming he's gonna be indicted. Can you tell me? Okay, them flew out, and okay, there's the ghost. So there's the Ace of Wands. Okay, yeah, there's the Strength card, and here's the Eight of Cups walking away. Yeah, he's not. If he is indicted, family, or if anything comes towards him, he's going to be able to walk away. Okay. I have two eights here, 88, 16. It is some things that are hidden. Because look at that smirk on that man's face. But this is two eights. And then I have a 2 here. Okay. So that's about getting away with some things, rehabilitating to another level, because you already have something. You have some hidden things going on, but you got the strength to walk away from it because how you played the game. Here's the Eight of Cups. Okay. So no, I don't see anything in here in reference of him getting in locked up or anything like that. He may get called in, but he's gonna pay some money because and he has the deep, yeah. Look at the disposing of the evidence. I told you. Look, and paid off underneath of that. I told you guys, he's not. He has these people behind him. Okay. So no, I don't see him getting into or being locked up for anything. Now I do want to ask, I'm gonna take some of these up, and I do want to ask about the guy that got off, that they said did the whole plot, but he was acquitted. I think his name is Gomez or Go. Let me see, what's his name? Hold on, family. Hernandez. I think that's his name. Hernandez. Um, yeah, Hernandez Govan. Did Hernandez Govan in the Yo Gotti case? There's a paper trail. Okay, it flew out before I could even get it out. Did Hernandez Govan do what they said, or did he get off correctly? Was he the one that did the actual plot in the Dolph case? Ancestors, can you show me the energy around that, please? Thank you. Marriage and ceremony, and they got it wrong. I don't contract paperwork. So something they got wrong. Okay. Marriage and ceremony makes me feel of somebody coming together to do something or to have something done. Okay, so it looks like, let me go back to this. Okay, hold on. This is about a legal union, a formal commitment, a relationship contract. Okay. So a formal commitment and a paper trail. And they got it wrong. So I want to make sure I'm looking at this correctly when I ask, did he really do it or did he not do it? In the instances, I'm asking for the energy around that. And we got paper trail first. So paper trail is definitely about documentary evidence. So documents that show evidence. It's about a written record or traceable documents or official letters. Okay. And there's some commitment that's here. They got it wrong. Okay, I'm reading from the book, but I'm going to tell you how I feel when I look back at it. Incorrect conclusion, false assumption, wrong direction, mistaken belief. Okay, so how I feel about this, and then we got contract paperwork on the bottom. All right. So, how I feel that the ancestors is trying to tell me is that, I feel like that they may have I got a lot here about binding paperwork. Paper trail is about documents, but then we have contract paperwork, which is about legal documents, binding agreements, and this was about agreements, marriage. Because when you get married, that's a binding document. Why is it so much here about binding documents? And they got it wrong. So it seems to me that they did get it wrong, that there was some type of contract paperwork, routine, and habit, typical them getting it wrong. And there was some type of commitment or some type of planning paperwork. Because when you do a contract for hire, right, that is some type of commitment. That's why the ancestors said, no, they got it wrong. The wrong way, they need to go back. Look at the sign on the card. The wrong way, they need to go back when it came to Govan. Clarify that, ancestors, because I see the contract paperwork, so I'm gonna keep that out. Ancestors, are you saying that he did a contract or paperwork or commitment? There's the water, mind control. So with that coming out, that's that water that's coming out is an emotional element, but a fluid situation. A fluid situation, but there's mind control here. So I do feel that they may have gotten this wrong, like it was something that was maneuvered and changed. This is mental manipulation, a thought programming, a consciousness of alteration. Alteration. Did they get it wrong in reference of Govan? What is that? Flight, travel. Did they get it wrong with Gavin? There's the money, communication, flight, travel, and the gift in the package. Yes, they got it wrong. I think there's a lot of communication here. It's a lot of, look at the money. Okay. This was some type of agreement. See the communication, the gift in the package. That's something that's giving and receiving. Like the gift, like it's like the six of coins. So something was given, and once again, that's right underneath the contract paperwork. So something was given for him to get out of that. See that? There's the communication. That's why ancestors said, no, they got this wrong. This was something that came together, was a union of this paperwork to get this man out of this situation. You see, I don't know why the air travel or the flight is here. Maybe to get him out of Dodge or something like that. But the air flight travel is a card about, traveling, moving around. Flight, a flight. I don't know if a flight was involved in reference of him getting off or something like that, or somebody flew in to do this. But the flight is about, a flight involvement, air transport, travel, movement. Okay. Air element is what I'm feeling as well. It has a whole bunch of mountains and stuff like that. But air is about confusion and conflict as well. Outcome message in reference of, was Govan, Hernandez Govan, really the mastermind or the plotter, or did he get a contract or paperwork or a commitment to do the thing? Yes, there it is, the Ten of Swords, and there's the Temperance. My God, look at that, family. Yeah, he was the mastermind of the death. There's the Ten of Swords, and there's the Temperance. Work with more than one person, and looks like law enforcement, allegedly, all for entertainment purposes only. I'm gonna leave it there, family. Let me know below what you think. It's a lot, right? But my conclusion is I don't see anything coming out of it. It looks like this case is gonna probably be done and go cold. Ancestors, will anything else come out of this case in reference of Young Da? Will anything else come out of this case in reference of Young Da? Will anything else come out this case? There's the strategy and there's the collapse. Strategy and collapse, and look at the black and white. I don't think it will. Things are going to collapse. And here's the vacation abroad. So with that vacation abroad coming out, it makes me feel like, it's going to go south. Like nothing else will come out of it with the vacation abroad, right? The vacation abroad makes me feel, well, it says recreational travel. It says leisure activity, foreign location, pleasure journey. Why would it be a pleasure journey in anything? People are going to be leaving, going abroad. You see, the strategy is definitely about being strategic, working their way out of this situation, a calculated plan, a deliberate approach, a tactical thinking, a methodic action, and a collapse is something that's going down. So, when I asked, is there anything else that's going to come out of it? Yeah, it could be a collapse in the situation, which is about some type of failure, a system breakdown, a complete destruction, a catastrophic event, structural failure. Okay. Things still being concealed. Okay. So that's what I see. That's what I see, and that's what the ancestors is throwing out. If something, the energy is to change, I'll come back and check it. But did they let the man go that may have plotted this? Yes. He has some type of dealings in this family in some shape, form, or fashion, allegedly, all for entertainment purposes only. Looks like to me he contract paperwork, and they got it wrong. They need to go back, ancestor said, because this was all about some type of paperwork, communication there, and the giving and receiving. Okay? Very emotional situation that this is. And it comes down to the what? Dollar bill, y'all. All right? This is all allegedly all for entertainment purposes only. Please hit the like button. I will talk to you guys soon. Let me know. And like I said, everything here is non-factual. Peace, family. Peace.